Namaste, welcome back. I am Ashley Turner, helping you live a happy and healthy life with practical tools for mind, body, and spirit. Today we're talking about a tricky subject, which is how to know when a relationship is over. I got this question from one of my readers and friends, and it's a really big subject, and it's a really important subject. So I want to drill down a few tools for you to help discern whether your relationship's over or you're still committed to working on it. And this is really a painful process for all of us to go to. The first thing to notice is if your sex life starts to get off and you're not aligned, it just becomes boring or even resentful if you're resenting having sex, if you're just resisting it totally, or if you're not having sex at all. I've heard of so many couples that go months and years without having sex, and this is really detrimental to your relationship, to your bond, and to your connection, to feeling loved and to loving each other. So if that's the case in your sex life, it's a good indication that other things are off, that there's a psychological or emotional disconnect. Maybe there's resentment that's being held. And so it's really important for you guys to keep an open dialogue and communicate about why your sex life is off and what that's symbolizing, what that means for you. The second thing to notice is if you start picking fights. If you start picking fights with each other, oftentimes this can be a shadow of the feminine. And we start to pick fights with our lovers because we want them to do the dirty work, because we're not ready to own up to the emotional courage and stability that it's going to take to work through whatever the issues are. So sometimes we try to get our partners to break up with us first, so we don't have to do it. If you're picking fights and it's just beginning to downward spiral into a really frustrating and confrontational atmosphere at home or when you're together, again, use it as a symbol and ask why. What's really going on? Usually when we're picking fights about something small, it's just this tip of the iceberg. So dig underneath and begin to work more consciously and in a healthy pattern of communication instead of passive aggressively, and really address the core issues at hand. The third thing that I recommend and that I feel is absolutely imperative is to listen to your body. Listen to your body because your body never lies. So notice how you feel around this person. Again, are you feeling open and expanded? Are you feeling like you're flourishing? Or are you feeling constricted, restricted? Is there a tension and a tightness that's building up? Is it difficult for you to sleep at night? Do you wake up? Are you having anxiety? What are the thoughts that are coming up when you can't go to sleep? I know for myself, when I've been in relationships that are coming to an end, I'll get really short of breath. I'll notice myself waking up in the middle of the night or waking up really early in the morning, and I watch that and I take that information in, and our body starts talking to us before our head or heart is ready to hear the message. So listen to your body, pay attention, take notes or journal about it if you want, but really tune into what you're feeling. And then the fourth thing that I cannot emphasize enough is to seek help, to really get help. And obviously I'm a big proponent of psychotherapy. I feel like it's incredibly empowering because so much of the time relationships break down from our unconscious patterns, that we're triggering each other. We're triggering our old traumas, our old wounds from childhood and our family of origin. We learn how to relate to each other, especially in romantic relationship, based on our parental role models, based on how they interacted and based on how they interacted with us. So all of those patterns are brought up in our romantic relationships. If you have a partner who's willing to work and willing to show up and look at their stuff and own their part of it and look at all their material and the baggage, the stuff that they're inevitably coming into the relationship with, there's a lot of room to work and to heal. But if one or both of you are just not willing to show up or not willing to look at that stuff, this is painful material. It is not easy. Then it might be an indication that the relationship, it's time to transition and move on. If you're both still committed to working on it, it can flourish and there can be an enormous amount of healing. In fact, this is the most profound way that we heal our core wounds is in romantic relationship. It's, as Ram Dass, my teacher, says, our greatest curriculum. So notice your body, notice your sleep patterns, notice what's happening in your sex life, what is it symbolizing, what is it meaning, notice if you're picking fights, and really seek help. On the therapy note, I know that the 2 relationships, the biggest breakups that I've had, we would have been in the relationship much longer if we were not in therapy together. And our therapist helped expedite the dissolution of our relationship. And it was done very healthy, in very conscious ways. And it's difficult to do that on your own because you don't have that objective lens. You're both really involved and highly charged around the material. So seek help from a counselor or a psychotherapist to just understand what the dynamics are and to help you move through it consciously. Please come over to the blog, ashleyturner.org, and tell us how you've known that a relationship was over. How did you know? What was the trigger point? And share it on the blog if you're inspired. Facebook, share, tweet, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you are, Google+. We're there and would love for you to share. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Namaste.
You got the love.